What is up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे why most of your admission letters that you are sending back to the university, or if you are sending any letter to a particular professor for acceptance letter, then why. The number one reason that your letter gets rejected is that you're using the same copy and pasted letter for all the other professors. For example, if you are applying admission in electrical engineering for masters and the university that you have selected in, there are, let's say, three major professions which are dealing with electrical. One of them is in control science and engineering, the other one is in automation, and then there is a wireless communication department. So what most of the students do is that they have one generic template that they have built out that they are going to send to all of these professors. You go to their website, you find the name of the professor, you get their email address, you send them your resume, and you send the same attached document to that professor, which is in control science and engineering, then the one in the automation, and then the last one for the wireless. So this is where the original problem generates for, because these professors, these are not really interested in what you are trying to learn. They are more interested in if you can help them with their so if you will look up those three professors, you can find their LinkedIn profile, or you can just find some other thing. If you will look up their names, you can see what papers they have published in the past, and based on those papers you can decide what things they are working on. For example, if the professor in control science and engineering, they are working on, let's say, bioengineering stuff, and your resume is completely based on computer science thing, then obviously that bioengineering professor is not interested in your project. But if you will just alter your SOPs and alter your resume based on what that professor is doing the research, it is most likely that that professor is going to send an acceptance letter right after reading your email or right after reading your resume. The other problem that the student does is that they send out the emails at the wrong time. You need to make sure that China is roughly 3 hours ahead from Pakistan. So if it is like 8 p.m. there, it's 5 p.m. In Pakistan. So they are like 3 hours ahead of us. That's just the Beijing time. And most of the professors, they live in different cities in China, and China is a big country. There is like a whole time zone. So you need to make sure that you understand, if a university is in Beijing time, then you need to make sure that you send the email out roughly around 9 a.m. on Monday, and you can follow up with the email after 2 days, maybe on Wednesday at 9, and you can expect a response back from the professor. Make sure that they are in office and the email address that you are using is the correct one. There is one other option. Don't use Gmail accounts, because Gmails are most probably get in their spam account. If you have your previous university's educational email, which ends by the name of your university, such as Hassan at gcu.com.pk, that's where I did my engineering. So if you have that kind of email, you can send that your respective email through that email. Or if you have some other email, maybe Yahoo or Bing, you can send the same copy of the email through that. So make sure of these two things. Tailor your SOP and your resume based on what your professor is doing research in. And second thing is your time zone. That the time when you're sending the email out, make sure that it matches with the professor's office time. You're not sending email when they are not in office, or when, even if there are Chinese holidays, you need to make sure of that, because they get a lot of holidays. So yeah, make sure that you do follow these two things, and it will definitely help you land an acceptance letter with your university. I will make sure to make a follow-up video if there are more requests for that, like how you're going to find the name of the professor, how you're going to find which professor is doing research in which particular department, or even how to write a general SOP, or how to write a resume. Maybe we can do a 1 hour session on that, and then how things go from. So yeah, until then, have a good day. Goodbye.